everyone. How are you all? Happy Democracy Day. This democracy that we have, I must tell you that a lot of people died for us to have this democracy. In my 20s, as far as in my mid 20s, I was I was I was not sure that we were ever going to get democracy during my own lifetime because it looked bleak, it looked impossible, and it looked as if the military were never going to go away. But there were people who focused and stayed on and refused to move away from that. And so, please, let's never forget the sacrifices of those people who died for us to have this democracy that we have today. It might not be what we want, but they have done their work by giving us that democracy that we should have. What are you and I doing to ensure the democracy begins to give the dividends of democracy as it should? And that's where the question is. But hey, think about it, and so don't ever give up no matter what is going on. First of all, this is not a video about me talking about democracy, but that particular speech, it just came on. Sometimes these things do. I started this video and I'm going to focus on the topic that I came to do, and that's the ordinary president Ahmed Issa taking on the illegitimate president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And so there were a lot of things he said, and I'm going to allow you watch what he said. So watch.
President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, please, this is the ordinary president talking to you. For those who are Funa, where they close to the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, take this message to him. That the ordinary president is saying he needs to check the kind of human beings he is bringing in as ministers under his cabinet. That some of them have got criminal records, and he is aware some of them are still under investigation for stealing Nigeria's money. We trusted you. We gave you our vote. With the belief that your government is going to be better than that of President Muhammadu Buhari that tortured us. Not because he was a wicked man, but because he wasn't in charge. He had terrible people around him. Today, you are surrounding yourself with another set of terrible human beings. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we love you. This is Nigeria. We don't have any other country. Some of our big men have got dual nationalities. We don't have. If I apply today, I'll be given, but I will never. Nigeria is my primary responsibility. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, it is never too late to get it right. Look around. I don't want you to fail. I don't want you to fail. If you fail, history will have it that you failed yourself and you failed Nigerians.
Okay, there you have it. You've heard what he said. And I'm going to look at some of the things that he said. I did take note while he was speaking for me to look at some of the things that he had mentioned. Of course, he was talking about the message, those who are close to Tinubu should take the message, to Tinubu. And one of the things that he did say was that Tinubu should check the kind of human beings he's bringing in as minister, that some of them have criminal records. So when he says some of them have criminal records, some of them are under investigation for stealing our wealth. Well, the same thing can be said of Tinubu himself. There are criminal records. We have the case of forgery. That's also University of Chicago, even as far back as either 1999 or 2000, within Tinubu's first administration as a governor of Lagos State. There were quite accusation of forgery and all of that, University of Chicago, and we did see also how it played out. There has also been accusation of drug dealing, of him being a drug baron, and there is evidence that he actually had to forfeit the sum of $460,000 to the U.S. Government over drug-related, monies that had come in. So if he's talking about crime and all of that, he should also know that then there shouldn't be somebody like Tinubu be president. You can't have somebody like Tinubu be, you say he's your president, you're loving him and all of those things that you're talking about, and at the same time you're saying to him that he shouldn't put people like him around, his office and stuff. And then he said the second thing he did talk about that they trusted him, and that they believe in him, that he was going to do better than Buhari's disastrous leadership. One of the hypocrisy I find a lot with Nigerians as a people is how when someone is in office, we really don't take him on as much as we should, where people are being political, people are being politically correct, people are all of saying, but when someone gets out of office, then they have the words that they couldn't say to that person while he was in office. I just find that a bit hypocritical. I might be wrong. Maybe there are places where ordinary President Ahmed Issa had called Buhari a disastrous president while he was in office. I'm not aware of that, and I would really love to be able to see that. But I'm talking of generality of Nigerians, how we are quick to condemn someone, call someone out while the person is out of office. But when that person is in office, when that person should be condemned, when that person should be called out, for that person to change and get back to getting what is best for the country, they never do these things. And it's always, I just find it so hypocritical and cowardly. Honestly, for me, that's the way I look at it. Yes, Buhari was a disaster in office. I have to say it while he's in office and say it while he's out. If I didn't say it while he was in office, then I shouldn't be saying it while he's out of office. But anyway, that is by the way. But one of the things that I also find a bit funny was that Bola Ahmed Tinubu told everyone that he was going to continue from where Buhari had stopped. So I don't understand what the ordinary President Ahmed Issa was talking about when he said they voted for him to give them relief, for him to be better than Buhari, when this man clearly told you he was going to continue where Buhari had stopped. And you're loving him, you're voting for him, you're saying you want this, that, but he told you he was going to continue where Buhari had stopped, and you didn't know that the suffering was going to extend, what was going to be worse. He did say he was going to continue where Buhari had stopped. And he said, and then something that he said that Buhari had tortured the people, not because he's wicked, but that he wasn't in charge and he had terrible people around him. I don't believe that. Buhari himself wanted to fail, and he failed absolutely everything that was wrong with that administration. Buhari spearheaded it, corruption, everything. In short, to the fact that Buhari was even teaching us, corruption on what do you call it, what do you call this thing now? On live TV. He did show that corruption. I will try and see. Let me see if I can get that video and put it here.
I don't know how much technology was used, but can Ganduje fail to trust somebody to get the money to him? He has to take it directly himself, smiling. I honestly am completely overwhelmed, and the system has given me some relief. It is in the court.
Absolutely.
It's in the...
That's Buhari there saying, oh, he was surprised that Ganduje would go and collect the money. Couldn't he send someone else? He's telling you his mode of operation. Is it a modus operandi? How do they call that? Modus operandi or modus operandi? Modus... So he's telling you this is his mode of operation. He doesn't do the corruption directly himself, but he gets other people who do the corruption, and he has clean hands. That's what he was implying there. So I don't understand when they're talking about terrible people around Buhari. No, it's not about terrible people around Buhari. Buhari himself was terrible, and he got his fellow terrible people around him. Just like Tinubu today is terrible and he has gotten his fellow terrible people around him. So let's stop blaming people around whoever is a leader instead of blaming the person who is in charge, because it's the person who is in charge that brought those people in. If you bring in people that will tell you the truth, that will work for the people rather than for you, that can stand up to you, they will do that. But if you bring in people that are going to, just like you, psycho fancy and all of that, the onus absolutely, is going to be on you, and there's nothing. Let's not just go over there. And they talk about where he talks about loving Tinubu. This is his country. He's like, it's never too late to get it right. I don't want you to fail the way he said he doesn't want to. Of course, anyone failing, it affects the whole nation and everything. But then let's go on again and watch another clip.
Please, sir, Your Excellency, sir. The suffering is increasing, and we are ready to endure because we believe there's the need for us to give you enough time for you to right some of the wrongs that were done by former President Muhammadu Buhari and his cabinet. But not for you to drag us into a war that shouldn't happen in the first place. We should think. Ego is a disease. Let us not just say because we are Nigeria, we are the giant of Africa. No. Take a look. There are times a dwarf will teach a giant a lesson that he or she will never forget. If you are a Christian, the Holy Bible has it. David and who? Goliath. A lesson there. Please, Mr. President, I am one of your lovers. That is the reason why I am talking to you this morning, Your Excellency. If you feel Nigeria will be put to shame, Nigerians all over the world will be put to shame, this is my ₦1 advice to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay. Like you said, the suffering is increasing and you're ready to endure. Well, it's okay to endure. Every place, if you want to build a great nation, you want to do something, even in your own family, your own life, if you want to do something good, development, you have to endure. There's a lot of sacrifices that has to be made. There's a lot of suffering, but that suffering should come with, the right thing is being done. Things are being done well. When the right thing isn't being done, forget about it. There's nothing. You are suffering and then you're hurtling backward. Things are becoming worse. Then the people who are in power are the ones who are just, just being done. It's really just crazy. Right the wrong done by former Mohammed. Example is to right the wrong. This is someone, like I said earlier, this is someone that told all of you that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. He was going to continue with what Buhari are doing. And so when people say all of these things and talk about the fact that you should not do what Buhari is doing. How? He has told you that he was going to do, what Buhari is doing, and then it's crazy anyway. I don't have anything more to add. I think I'll just leave it here. There's really nothing to say. It's just self-explanatory. But at the end of the day, hey, let the focus always be on Nigeria. Let all of this psychophancy, all of this trying to be politically correct, it just doesn't work. At the end of the day, we are all losing as a country. Thank you so much, everyone.